recorded.
Oh, they changed it up. It's not. It's in progress.
Oh, so as we're doing it.
Okay. Yeah, that's
right,
it. So cool. That is the official cue to start episode 122.
Is that where we're at? 122?
Or maybe 123. No, 123, I think.
Is it, dude? I remember when you were geeking over 100. So
I know, yeah. And that feels like. I mean,
hey, look at us now.
I know
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I want to see. Yeah, this is 123.
Not me.
It's 123. Brought to you by Attack. If you haven't downloaded Attack, it's officially in the App Store. The leaderboard, people are just like Nick Wiz.
Yeah, Nick Wiz. Always a big Nick Wiz guy. He's on my he's with me everywhere I go, on my water bottle.
Did he download Attack?
If he didn't, I'm gonna be upset. I'll ask him.
He needs to download Attack. Everybody needs to download Attack. The only thing I don't like is people are flying by me on the leaderboard because I keep getting these little injuries, broken toe, stuff like that.
Oh, you broke your toe?
Yeah, it just
how
walking in the garage and I just hit the bottom of the door. I was turning around with people over on Memorial Day and just this was the worst pain. And I've broken my foot in 4 places once when I was jet skiing, and I think this was worse.
Damn, that's not good.
That was like I started treading water when I broke my foot, and I'm just like, it doesn't feel too good. I got back on, got to shore, fell down. Terrible.
Oh man.
So I've been slacking.
So the toe's worse than the foot, though.
Yeah, that hurt.
But we'll be back, and
yeah.
You'll so I'm gonna the numbers up.
I'm gonna start climbing the leaderboard. But if you haven't downloaded Attack is great. It has like coaching aspects to it that are very cool. Whether it's nutrition, condition, mindset. You have coaches like Reese Humphrey, Sarah Hildebrandt, Jordan Burroughs. Cenzo is like,
hey, we're figuring it out. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of balls in the air, apples in the air, however you want to use to portray juggling.
Right.
So
not knives, bowling pins. I think I do a pin juggler.
Okay.
But I could talk about something that I was doing today, which was awesome. I had to get a new dryer.
Yeah, and it broke you.
Yeah, it really did. It took me like an hour and a half to install the new dryer because like I messed up the circuit and had to go hit the circuit breaker, and I didn't really know that. I thought I just broke it. So I was like all flustered. I was ready to call an electrician.
I give you credit for even doing that, because anything that touches electricity, especially, I'm clueless. Yeah, I'm out. I actually had, I must be like getting more and more clumsy. I was out in the trails actually this past weekend, and I was chainsawing some stuff down.
See, that just sounds fun.
And as I put the chainsaw down with the right hand, I picked up a stick with the left hand, and they just barely touched. So like you can see like there was definitely a chainsaw to the finger. Thank God the chainsaw was like turning off, and it just like 3 seconds sooner, I think I lose a finger. But initially all I did was I felt it and I saw blood, and I thought the worst. So I had my golf cart back there, the golf cart in the tractor. I get in the golf cart and I fly. I mean, like, and there's a bridge over the creek. It's like Dukes of Hazzard. Because I know I was gonna pass out. Like blood's coming from my finger. Dude. So I'm just flying to the house. As I'm driving the golf cart, I take my shirt off, wrap my finger. I'm holding this, driving the golf cart. Oh,
as if you like cut your finger off.
Right. As if like my hand was severed.
Right. You almost did though.
Yeah.
But not quite.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. So there needs to be like an Attack component that is like just every day,
chainsaw.
like every day in your 30s. Don't like, I feel like I'm letting myself go. Like in your 30s, this is for you guys. So download Attack, best app. This past week has been, there's not a lot of things happening, but there's a lot of little stuff that like, we've been posting about on social and different things happening that I figured before our guest comes on, we'll talk about some of the stuff. A lot of this isn't breaking news. You probably know it. We're just talking about it. The one thing that is breaking that we'll start with is just before I started recording, I saw that Gavin Nelson just committed to Minnesota. Now, I don't know who that is.
I saw so.
I don't follow like
he's a good Minnesota kid. Yeah, he's He's one of the top guys.
I've heard the name. I just don't know, like, but
yeah, he's a hammer. They've got 2 really good commits already with him and Chedham. So,
which is nuts. And I think that's
yeah,
the Gable effect.
it
Like,
has to be.
I mean, that's a powerful recruiting tool for a coach to be able to say, look at the stardom, look at the success of Gable. Like, you can get that here without having to go X, Y, or Z.
Right. In Minnesota, they've been down for a couple of years now, and I think they'll probably be, climbing back up the ladder a little bit, especially after guys like that start committing, because then that just starts a whole wave.
Yeah. And I think if you're going to beat the Penn States, beat the Iowas, like, this is how you do it with a recruiting class like this. I think you definitely, I'm sure they're talking Gable into coming back. Like,
Right.
when he came on here, it sounded like it was, NCAA title, Olympic title, WWE title. It sounds like now, even if he wins
Which
the
do you think would be the
Olympics,
hardest of those 3, the NCAA, the Olympic, or the WWE? Because I'm going WWE. Those guys, there's no weight class really. Those guys are huge.
that that's a tough call.
Right.
Like, I asked Kurt Angle which one was the hardest and meant the most to him, and he said it's not even freaking close to the Olympics.
I'm sure it's not even close. Yeah. I was just kind of joking, but yeah, I'm sure a WWE title is hard. You got to be killing your lines. You got to be
like,
it's be looking pretty. Yeah,
it's such a unique world,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to kind of have like 15 things. And honestly, I think the audience dictates if you become a champ or not.
For sure.
Like, they have to love you or hate you for you to continue to climb the rankings.
Right, because like if you're the champion,
and I could see Gable. I could see Gable. Like, I think he'll be really good because I could see him like getting the crowd to absolutely love him or hate him. Like, I could see both. Like, he could be a very good bad guy if you wanted to be.
I don't know, man. Like,
who do you think would be a bigger bad guy, him or AJ Ferrari?
They're both so likable people, though. Like, that's the thing.
Have you seen AJ's last few Instagram stories?
No, I haven't.
So I sent you the one.
I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. No, but
like, it's getting. Somebody from Wisconsin maybe like quote tweeted and said there's still time to delete this.
Oh, really? It's one of those. Damn,
yeah,
I wish I would have seen it.
So it's one of those things that he's creating content, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But like, literally, as of next week, he's going to be able to start signing deals. Like, he's dumb not to play into all of this.
Has to be. Yeah.
And we had him on, and we both said right afterwards, it's not a shtick. It's not this is That's AJ him. Ferrari.
So like, I've talked to people about this. Like, one thing I love about AJ Ferrari too is you get 100% of AJ Ferrari every time.
Correct.
You talk to AJ Ferrari. Like, and that's super admirable. There's really nothing more.
Yeah. He's like he's a personality, and he's doubling down on who he is. And It's going to be so interesting. Before we talk about that in the NCAA, there are a couple other cool things. Jo making the move to New York City RTC. We didn't really talk about that. I think that's cool. I'm excited.
I think it's awesome. They have that's Kendall Cross is out there, and they're doing really big things too. And they're working with NJRTC, and they have a really good group over there. Also, I talked to them a little bit. I just talked to Jo about him moving there and everything like that, and he's pumped. I'm excited for him. I think, man, he's been in the game for a while, and he's not planning on being done anytime soon, and hats off to him. I don't see why he would be. He's still looks freaking awesome. So,
and he keeps getting better as he moves around.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could tell, if you listen to the episode we had with him, he's a very smart guy. So he just kind of absorbs everything, and what you see on the mat is just kind of like the display of everything he's really learned and done over the years. I think that this next move is going to be awesome for him.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting to that age. Like, I'm 35, and I'm finding that athletes in their 30s, I'm like rooting for them so hard. Like, Carly Lloyd just became the oldest female to score on the U.S. women's soccer team, and she's a friend of mine. She's been a client of mine. So like, nice. I love that stuff. I'm like rooting for him and these guys that are like in their 30s, like I don't know if it makes me feel like I'm not that old yet because somebody around my age, like I don't know what exactly
No,
it
you're
is,
not. You're not.
but I love it. So I'm excited for Jo. I'm also excited for Adam Kuhn.
Oh, hell yeah. Who isn't?
After 9 years of not touching a football, he signed with the Tennessee Titans.
He's not going to be touching a football with the Titans either. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. Like it, and it was so funny watching like the comments, like especially on ESPN's feed or like the Titans feed. Like they
yeah.
have no clue like what a monster he is. Like this isn't about him becoming like a wide receiver or a tight end or
No.
whatever. Like this is about grit and strength and power, and he has those things. Like,
He has all of them, and he's going to be way tougher than most of those guys on the field, just straight up. Because like, yeah, football is, it's a tough sport, but like wrestlers are just a very different breed of people. So I'm excited for him. I think he's going to be awesome. And it's kind of funny. Did you see the like one of the first like few pictures taken? It was like him with all the other linemen, and he's like the smallest guy in the picture.
no, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, he's like one of the smallest guys in the picture. Like it does not look like Adam Kuhn.
Wow, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to hold on. I gotta see who put that out. Titan somewhere.
I don't remember who, but it was a couple weeks ago or maybe last week. But yeah,
I'm gonna have to find that because yeah, he is a monster. I can't remember where I was standing next to him. I don't know if it was Final X maybe, and he's a beast.
oh yeah, he's a gigantic human being, and then compared to all those other guys, he's like average. Compared to the
Right.
rest of those linemen, he's just like a regular guy.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Adam. It reminded me, Gabe Dean today, I think it was today, put out a post that I love that was about like we need to stop focusing so much on wins and losses and teach like there's so many. Let me read it real quick because I don't want to butcher this.
Yeah.
So he put a thing and said, a mini rant, forgive me. The principles and values kids learn from wrestling and sports couldn't be more important in today's world. We have to encourage development and stop making it only about winning and losing at the youth level. You're doing kids a disservice.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. I think that even, teaching even like the style of wrestling, right? That some guys teach like their youth club, whether it's like, wrestling from a knee or something like that, instead of just like going out and getting after it. That's just like a super applicable thing for real life, depending on whether, you're sitting back or you're going after, what you want to go get. It's just,
I think
there's a lot of different ways to look at it, but
yeah. And like for me, like I've had no success in wrestling. I think like none. Like I can think of a couple things that are so trivial. I'm not even gonna mention them.
bring up one. We need one.
Like
we do
fifth 1 year at like Monroe County JV tournament. Like just like
fifth at the Monroe County JV tournament. I'll remember that.
I think I have the medal somewhere. Like that's how I know that one. Like
why is it not hanging up behind you?
I'm gonna have to try to find it now.
All right, yeah.
That needs to be like one of those shadow boxes where you see like the memories and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, wrestling never led to success on the mat, but everything I am, I attribute to it. Like all the success I've had in business, the diligence I have, like I attribute all that to wrestling. And I think so many kids, like, and Seth Groves posted about it not too long ago too. Like, you never know where your success is going to come from. You might not be an NCAA champ. You might be a world or Olympic champ. You might not be. But when you're done wrestling, and for me, it was after high school. For some people, it's in their 20s, 30s. Like, there's so much life you have after wrestling that you're going to gain so much from the sport to take you past wrestling. And if all you focus on is wrestling, you're going to sell yourself short.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, and I've been both places before, where just wrestling and winning is the only focus, and then, looking at the bigger picture also. So, I mean, it's definitely tricky. There's a fine line because like, obviously you want to win, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's also a lot of other more important things that come with it.
Yeah. And I think if you're not reflecting on what it's teaching you, and I don't think like when I was in high school wrestling, like I wasn't thinking what wrestling's teach me right now.
You were thinking Monroe County JV.
Yeah, like I want to go, I gotta stand on the podium. So
get me on there.
Right. So I loved his message. I'd love to see that in Adam Kuhn. Like, Adam's not going to be an Olympic champ, but he's a freaking NFL player, and that's pretty dang cool. Like, they make some good money. They have a lot of fun.
I think that'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah. And it would be very interesting to see what America, not what they would vote for like on a Twitter poll, but what they would actually say is cooler, being an NFL player or an Olympic gold medalist. Like, I feel like they would say NFL player.
If you don't say Olympic gold medalist, that's crazy.
But I think, like, if you could say, hey, your friend's an Olympic gold medalist or your friend's an NFL player, which one would you pick? The average person is picking an NFL player, I think.
I would want to be friends with someone who's a cool person. Either way.
All right, that's the third option in the poll.
Cool person.
I guess
so
somebody.
It's NFL player, Olympic gold medalist, Justin Basch.
Somebody can tweet us too. What would you rather be friends with, an Olympic gold medalist or an NFL player? And I'm actually friends with both.
Wow. Congrats.
So I'm friends with a cool person, NFL athlete, and Olympic gold medalist. I get more personal value and entertainment from my Olympic gold medalist friends than NFL players.
Me and all my Olympic gold medalist friends too. We hang out all the time. So.
Although I've gotten a lot of business. So one of my NFL friends is a client, David Tyree, Giants.
Yeah, the catch.
The helmet catch.
Yeah.
So we built his website, and then a bunch of guys reached out to me over the next couple of years. One guy that he played football with at Syracuse, who's in real estate in Boston, and that led to a slippery slope. And because of that, like right now, we have 4 Boston real estate clients going, like projects going.
Hell yeah.
So be friends with both NFL players and Olympic gold medalists.
Of course, yeah. You know, if I get the opportunity, I will. Also.
Yeah, 100%. So that was cool. A couple other small things. Mark Hall, coaching position, Penn. Love that.
Can we talk about his match with Drew Foster first?
That wasn't a match. That was a clinic.
Well, they wrestled at Last Chance too, and Drew Foster got him. Like, hats off to Drew Foster. You know, he's an incredible wrestler. But Mark looked like Mark there. He's, I think he's fully, back, like grown into the weight. Finally, looks like himself out there, man. He looked awesome.
He looked lean.
That's
he looked lean and mean.
He looked strong as crap too. He looked so strong. Like, I was pumped for him. But yeah, that and then getting that volunteer assistant position, he's crushing it right now.
This was the first time since I've seen him in a Penn State singlet that he looked like that lean, fearful Mark. Fearful, like if you're looking at him, not he's fearful. Like, he looked like that level of
he
mean.
He had his swagger back. Like, he was there.
I'm excited to see.
I'm scared for people to wrestle him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
I don't want to either.
Evan Wick decided on Cal Poly. Were you surprised by that?
A little bit, but not a ton. He was actually here in State College. I was talking to him a little bit. He has a lot of family there. You know, they have a good situation down in Cal Poly. I think he's going to be in great hands, and I'm excited to watch him compete next year. I actually got to know him a little bit when he was here on his visit. Super awesome kid. Zero bad things to say about him. He seemed like a great dude and loves wrestling, and I'm excited for him to compete next year.
He's got 1 year left?
I think so.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Right. Yeah.
I saw too, his mom, I think, posted something about like there was transfer credit issues with one Penn school.
Right.
So when it went to Cal Poly, you obviously could connect the dots and say that there was a transfer credit issue. So I don't know how much that played into or not.
I'm not sure either, but I still think it's a good choice for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Who doesn't want to go to California? Right.
Right. Exactly.
So speaking of California, we didn't really talk about this in the podcast. Burroughs and Imar got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to both camps, and basically Imar couldn't make 79 kilos scratch. But I also don't know, and this might have just been like mismanagement. I don't know that they ever really knew that they agreed to it, because when I put the graphic out, Pendleton texted me like, "Where'd you hear 79 kilo scratch?" I'm like, Pyle said it on FRL, unless he was like misspoke.
Oh no, you think he would ever misspeak? Come on now. But
so apparently like Imar went to Flo and said like, yeah, I can't make 79, and
Right.
he offered Jordan like half his purse, I think, to like wrestle different weight, and Jordan was already so locked into training for a 79 kilo match, and he's like, I'm doing this thing at 79 or I'm not. So
I feel like that dude has enough money to where half of the other guy's purse isn't like super tempting.
yeah.
He's like,
Well,
he's like,
I believe he's got a multi-match deal where it doesn't matter. Like Imar probably lost what he was going to get paid, obviously, but
Flo posted that. I sent it to him and I said, let's run it. And they left me on red.
shoot,
Dang.
man.
Maybe next time I can wrestle Jordan while I'm super out of shape. That'd be fun. But hey,
Yeah, I would have loved to see that. That would have been a fun match. I don't know if what their mindset was, but we've got a couple more news topics to talk about. But our guest is ready, so
really? Who's our
yeah,
guest?
Bo Nickal.
Dude, no
You
way.
may know him. You've met him, I think, once or twice.
That's my favorite question that camp kids usually ask me is, do you know Bo Nickal? And
Really?
the answer is usually, yeah, I met him once or twice.
Are the kids still wearing blue hair?
I actually haven't seen the blue hair in like a year from camp kids.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a big thing though for a while. What's up, dude?
Hey, yo. What's up, boys?
Long
What are
time
you
no
doing?
see. What you up to?
Running around, you know how it goes.
Oh, I do know
You-
how it goes.
You're one busy guy, and we're going to talk about a lot of that. But we were just talking about a couple different news topics. We had two more to get through, so you can join us for these. One
can.
more is
Your hair looks good, bro.
it does. It's flowing nicely.
Looks great.
I sent it to Cenzo. I had somebody DM me on Instagram who responded to one of my stories where I was like taking a selfie video talking about these freaking snapping turtles. And he's like, dude, you have amazing hair. I only listened to your podcast, so I've never seen it before.
Love that.
I'm like,
really.
well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. So
That's amazing.
one of the two remaining news things. One is I'm curious on both your thoughts. US has like nobody in the top 4 seeds for men's freestyle. I think Snyder's the 2 seed. Aside from that, nobody's like seeded. So we know by now with UWW, random draws don't exist. I think there's a T-shirt out there floating with that.
If it's on a T-shirt, it's true.
Yeah. So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think the U.S. should have wrestled more guys to try to get that seeding? I mean, like when Taylor wrestled the Asdani round 1, beat him, obviously didn't matter. But you have some of these guys that they had those first round matchups. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are thinking on that.
I mean, I guess it happens a lot, right? Like the best guys are wrestling early. I mean, it happened to Burroughs in 2016. I think he wrestled Gadeev's second round. Like it happens. It's not like, so I feel like the way I look at it is if we have 4 seeded guys or whatever it is, more than likely at a weight, one of them is going to be like, well, out of the 4 seeded guys, either Russia or United States might not be seeded. So it's likely that they're going to get matched up anyways. So it's like, you just got to do what's best for you and not really worry about the seed, I guess, because whoever the second best guy in the weight or a top guy in the weight is, that guy's probably not, there's probably going to be, even if you get the number 1 seed, there's going to be other guys that aren't going to get seeded. So,
right.
Yeah.
If you're the number 1 seed, it doesn't guarantee you a good draw, right?
No.
Yeah.
Is Gilman seeded?
No. Nobody's seeded but Snyder.
Yeah. So like,
right.
you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, it matters, but it doesn't. You got to go win matches.
There's really so many. I mean, how many guys are in the Olympics?
I think 16. Yeah.
So there's 16 guys in the world in one bracket. You're going to wrestle somebody good.
You're going to wrestle someone good probably every round.
Yeah. So
that's just what
I mean, it kind of does suck to have like the best matches early, but I mean, got to win. That's it. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I feel like if it hurts your training, it's not worth it to go to extra tournaments to get seeding points.
I think so too. I think they did a fine job. I think they did it the way they're supposed to. And, however the seeding worked out is how it worked out. But
Yeah, and
we'll be good.
Yeah.
And I don't think any guy goes to the Olympics and is like, man, I hope I get a good draw so I can maybe get into the semis and win a bronze medal.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think so.
That's not really the mindset. They're not like, oh man, if I can get like 2 easy guys and then make it to the semis, like I'm looking good. Like, no, that's not really the mindset.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense. And I saw Bajring maybe got a hand injury, and that's why he pulled out. I also heard he just want to go to Russia to train. So like you're seeing other top guys in the world that are saying, yeah, I really don't care about the ranking, the seeding. Like you said, only 4 guys out of 16, and it is such a small bracket. You're likely going to have a tough first round match, regardless of what you're seeded.
It sucks. It sucks more for the fans because it's like, man, we want to see like the best matchups in the finals and stuff. And like, as a fan, you want to watch, like I said, you want to see the tournament progress, right? You don't want to see it regress or digress. Like, it's like, so, but as a competitor, it's definitely a completely different mindset, I would think.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want to talk a little bit about the NCAA and their rules. Cenzo, before we do you want to tell our listeners where they should go, what they should buy?
All right, hold on 1 second. Actually, I gotta freaking look at this. You know, it's hard to remember this off the dome. You know, it's long. All right,
it is.
So today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. If you couldn't tell. Today's episode, our go-to for men's below the waist grooming products, Manscaped. Oh, what is this right here? Oh my gosh! All right, it's time to stop, drop, and order this brand new shaving kit that they just launched. Introducing the Ultra Smooth Package, a specialized groin shaving kit to help you buff, protect, and smooth your most sensitive areas. I'm talking about their new crop shaver, crop exfoliator, and crop gel. I have it in the other room.
It's upstairs. I
have mine in the other room too. Also, that's bad product placement. It's time to crop that bush of yours and get right to the roots and get right to the roots with a discount just for you. Get 20% off plus free shipping at Manscaped.com with promo code Bo. What's the promo code? You got to know what the promo code is.
I don't know the promo code.
It's my name, dude. It's Cenzo.
Promo
code Cenzo. CENZO.
Promo code Cenzo, so I can have a smooth scrotum.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
not just smooth. You can also get 20% off.
And you get 20% off and free shipping.
Yeah.
Make yourself nice and smooth.
I'm headed over there after this. I'm headed over there.
Yeah, you need it. This new like ultra smooth package. It has this crop exfoliator. It's got a gel. It's got a little razor that's like perfect for use in the shower. Like this is like going to the spa. This is like world class stuff.
Yeah,
so, I'm into it.
It's a great time. Promo code Cenzo, 20% off. Too easy.
Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't see why you wouldn't go for this.
And for those who care, all 3 of these are vegan, cruelty-free, and sulfate-free products. Those, like, if that's not a deal, if that doesn't seal the deal, I don't know what will. So, groom yourself, take care of yourself. Go to Manscaped, use promo code Cenzo, get 20% off. So, one of the last.
Can I ask a question real quick first before we go into this? So, Bo, if I go in my backyard, do you think you could throw a football to me from where you are?
Dude, if you go in your backyard, I can see you.
Wait,
yeah, for sure. I got a cannon for an arm, so we're good to go.
Yeah, over those mountains.
Yeah,
we're neighbors, kind of. You know, we live down the street.
Back when I was in high school, throw that pigskin a quarter mile.
Right. I heard that one once or twice. Oh my god.
Texas football.
Exactly. Allen, Texas football.
Yeah. Were they?
Big deal.
Your dad was telling me about the stadium. I'll never forget that. I think we were down at the Don's Beach House for Final X, and your dad started like explaining the football stadium. Like, I've never heard anything like this. What those Texas high school football stadiums encounter, there's nothing in New York like that. I don't even think the colleges come close.
I don't really know that. I mean, high school wise, I don't think there's really any stadiums like that. And it honestly, there's Division I schools that have worse stadiums than ours. So pretty wild.
I agree. I've seen some.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can 100% confirm that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's not the real world. It's just weird.
No, dude. So like, I saw your high school football stadium like years ago, whenever we were down there with the cheese dip, and
yeah.
And I thought it was a college stadium.
It's wild.
Like, I seriously did. Yeah, I thought it was a college stadium.
I mean, it's like, it seats 20 some thousand people, and there's like a jumbotron.
Small college.
Yeah. there's a jumbotron that's like 100 feet high. It's insane.
You know, you have a good high school stadium when the WWE could be held there.
Yeah. And the craziest and best part is there's a full 3-mat wrestling room underneath the home stands. It's ridiculous.
It doesn't get much better than that.
No.
Yeah, wrestling match on the football stadium.
I was working out in the morning. We would run the stadium stairs around, and then we'd throw our wrestling shoes on and go right to practice.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was probably super fun.
Oh, loved it.
Love that. So NCAA, the Supreme Court shot them down this week. They voted 9-0 that they lifted the they made it that they're not above the law, and they can't not allow colleges in this specific instance to not reward student athletes. So if a college wants to give somebody a paid post-college internship, they can. If they want to give them a MacBook, they could. I'm curious on what you guys think of this from a wrestling standpoint. Like, I look at it and think, okay, it's basically like an additional recruiting tool. Like, if you come sign with us, and I don't know if this is 100% accurate, it's how I interpret it. Like, if you come to our school, we're going to give you a MacBook, an iMac, a podcast setup, and you'll be ready to go because you're going to need that. Like, how important do you guys think that portion is?
I don't necessarily think that was what it meant, because I know Cenzo, our experience at Penn State, like the first thing you get an iPad.
You get an iPad like the first day, right?
Like right away. Like they give you like iPad and all that stuff. And so I don't necessarily think it was like, when I read it, like it didn't come to mind like, oh, yo, you come to Penn State, and as a coach, like I'm gonna hook you up with all these sick electronics. It's like,
that's how I look at it.
That's not the draw either. If you go to a school for a computer, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, in my mind, that's what it was. Like, it's like, okay, we understand this is the deal, but we can't like shut it down and say that schools aren't allowed to provide students these type of things. So that's kind of the way that I looked at it, not necessarily with like an added benefit where they're just giving one person that. Like, every single athlete at Penn State gets an iPad. So in my mind, it's like they're just making sure that those programs stay alive.
Okay. And the other aspect to it that's more interesting is, and the name, image, likeness is basically going to start taking effect next week. So AJ Ferrari at Oklahoma State, since Oklahoma made the law that says, this is in play right now, AJ Ferrari can go make a deal next week, whereas other states might not roll it out till 2025. And I think
I don't understand that. But
because they haven't pushed it out on a federal level. They're pushing it out at a state level. So that's obviously only going to impact so much, or for so long, because if the playing field there levels out. But even right now, like, I don't know, I've never been recruited by a college. I don't know how much I would be enticed to be like, well, let me go to Oklahoma State over this school because I can cash in my brand now. Do you guys think that'll have a big impact right now?
I think it could. I mean, if some schools, like, you can go there and brand yourself and make money. I'm not seeing people transfer over this, but I definitely think that some of the bigger name guys, like, coming out of high school, they're going to have to take that into consideration, because like you can go somewhere and make money, but you can't make money elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I would say that it would have an effect for sure. You know, it's definitely not going to have no effect. I don't necessarily know that people will completely change the decision just because of that.
Right.
But I do think that it will affect the process for sure.
Yeah, because I think too, when it rolls out and where is only something that's going to matter for a few years. Once it rolls out, I know some schools, I know Oklahoma, I know UNC, they're trying to enable their athletes as much as possible. They're helping with, we'll look at your deals for you. We'll help with this. We're going to, do this kind of class that
they take a cut.
Right. And they go to like these classes where like they teach it. So I don't know if it's going to be a thing where like some schools are going to really favor it and some schools are going to try to like push it down and say, worry about that later. It's going to be interesting to see how college coaches kind of adapt to it. I know there's some coaches that are very old school and there's some that are very like go with absolutely whatever you kind of want to do. That's obviously, when you have the extremes.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I've looked at this a couple different ways. Like when I was in school, I was kind of pissed, like especially towards the end of my career, because I'm like, this is messed up. Like we're getting, like I'm like, we're getting straight up robbed, like by the NCAA money. But after, and that's the case for me, for Cenzo, for guys that have a high profile. But the more I look at it now, the more I'm like, I don't think this is going to be as big of a deal as people are making it, because especially in wrestling, because it's just not a football, basketball. Like there's not 10 million people watching us online. Like, yeah, it's going to affect a few people for sure.
The top like 1% is who it'll affect.
Yeah. There's a few kids that are going to be able to sign endorsement deals and be able to make money. But for the most part, there's not going to be a lot of people signing deals, in my opinion. I mean, so wrestling either. Like that in general, there's not like a lot of deals that are signed anyways. So I feel like this is like way bigger deal for football, for basketball. Mm-hmm. For wrestling, it will affect a few people and it will greatly help them and it'll make a big difference, but it's not something that's going to affect every NCAA athlete at all.
No, I think you're going to have a lot more. If all of a sudden the athlete pool opens up, that usually means the amount of money is going to get offered down, because you're going to have, let's say you're a Penn State fan, you're going to have 30 kids that you could potentially sponsor or make a deal with versus whatever. Or if you're in a certain area and you kind of have like where you have an Oklahoma State where you have AJ Ferrari is the star and he's where you're going to give the deal to. Like you said, Cenzo, like that's the 1%. And that's how I see it really being impacted too. I think there's opportunities where depending on what you can do and what you can't do, like there's those moments that I think I want to see athletes capitalize. Like, we talked about it the day after you did the That's What We Do interview. Like for you to be able to put a shirt out the next day, like that's a missed opportunity versus necessarily you just getting a nutritional sponsorship.
Yeah.
Hey, bro,
but the thing is, go ahead, Cenzo.
What shirt did you wear at practice today, bro?
That's what we do, baby.
Yeah.
That's still I capitalized on it a little bit, at least 100%. Not when it was at full force. But yeah, I mean, the thing is about that is like, you got to be an entrepreneur to do that. You got to like, it's real work. Like it's not, I mean, trust me, like I'm in there. Like I know, like, it's not just like, hey, throw a shirt together and now you're going to make 30 grand. Like, no, that's not how it works. So, I mean, it's like, especially in wrestling, I understand the market. But yeah, I mean, kids are going to be able to do that. And if they're grinders, if they know what they're doing and they can figure out a way to make that happen and in quick time, or they have people around them that can do that, there's definitely going to be money to be made. In my opinion, just knowing the difficulty of doing things yourself, knowing the timeline and the margins and the cost and things like that, like it's an opportunity, but it's just an opportunity, right? That's all that I feel like the NCAA is doing the right thing, because that opportunity is what was taken away from us. And now to give the kids that opportunity is a very good thing. And so I don't know that like tons of money is going to get thrown around a lot, but like it'll be there if you're ready to take advantage of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think a kid like Roman or Gable or some of these AJ Ferrari, the ones that are out there, like it's not easy doing something for yourself. Like even when we put a store on Burroughs' website and he sold some stuff a couple times, posters once, he sold the clothes he wore when he wrestled Ben Askren, I think. And like, it's hard work. You deal with customer service, you deal with an issue, you deal with where's my order. Like, there's definitely a lot that goes into it. I think at least giving people, and you're going to have people that are going to get caught up in it, and they're going to be in a world just something they never even thought they'd have to deal with from problems. And it could become a huge distraction, but at least they'll have those lessons, and hopefully they have good people, whether it's, you know, Roman having somebody like you, or whether a coach is forward thinking, whatever it might be. I definitely think it'll be fun.
I think you mean us having someone like Roman. Roman I think that's what you meant to say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm taking Roman's advice on social media.
Oh, me too, all day.
So,
but yeah,
it'll be fun to watch it roll out.
Like, he kills it, but like, I don't want to put that much effort in.
It's a lot of effort. That's the thing I think people forget. Like that's what my whole point was, is just like people, like there's a few guys, right? Like there's probably like I could probably count them on one hand, the amount of guys that are going to have opportunities where other people are going to come in and endorse them, and other people are going to come in and give them endorsements and do the work for them. And now and that's like a class, like I said, it's less than the amount of NCAA champs there are per year. Yes. And then there's another group where there's money to be made and you can do it yourself, but it's going to be a lot of freaking work. It's not going to be like just given to you. And
it's
so
not going to be make a shirt and collect checks. You got to promote, you got to.
And it's not, stuff. Like I've done this type of stuff. And so it's a lot of time and effort. And if you're in the middle of the season, you're not going to be wanting to do that. After NCAAs, yeah, for sure. There's but it's going to be, that's I think the main thing is it's going to be work. I don't think that there's going to be handouts given, but that's good. You know, it's how the world works. It's how it is.
I think you'll learn entrepreneurial lessons early on, and I think that'll be good for what's going to come after. I don't think, especially in wrestling, it's going to change too many people's lives, but I think it'll be a good thing.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, I'm gonna flip the topic here. So it's been a while and everything, but can you just talk about, you know, your Olympic trials and just what you've been doing since then? Really,
the Zahid butt slap I'd like to start with.
That was sick.
Yeah. I mean, that was just kind of in the moment thing. I mean, that was a crazy match.
That was an awesome match.
Obviously, like first and foremost, mad respect to Zahid. He's a competitor, and I enjoyed wrestling him, and that's very just like a fun thing. I want to wrestle the best guys in the world, and he's obviously one of the best. So those are the type of matches that I won and that I'll just remember, and they're really like special to me. But yeah,
that might have been match of the tournament, by the way.
Thank you. I maybe I didn't get to watch all of the matches, but it was pretty fun. It was definitely fun from my perspective, and I just felt like he kind of just like, it was almost like, all right, I ain't worried about Bo. Like I'm like whatever. And I felt like a little disrespected, and he had some beef with Brooks and some other dudes. So like on the team, just like he's a competitor. He wants to win, same as us. So it's like, hey, like I got it done. I clutched it out at the end, and it was sick. So that's the way it goes. Yeah, but yeah, that was really fun. It was definitely like a match that I'm glad I was able to be a part of.
And you know, ever since then, you know, obviously I know what you've been up to for the most part, but can you just enlighten some of our listeners?
Yeah. So I've been on the mat. I've done like 2 practices since trials, and they were both this week. So I took a good amount of time off. I've just been dealing with just getting healthy and healed up and stuff. But in the meantime, I've got a American Top Team gym coming in state, or it's in Pleasant Gap, so about 15 minutes from State College, and we're looking good. We just got mats down. We're ready to start training. So Thursday, I'm actually going to be getting my first workout at ACC Happy Valley. It's going to be sick. So,
dude, let's go. That's sick.
Let's go. Yeah, I just actually like an hour ago maybe got on a call and was like, hey, let's get a workout in with our coach, Marcel, he's our jiu-jitsu instructor that's going to be here full time. And so Thursday we're going to get some work.
Did you design everything with that building? Like, I love the dark. If we didn't do our house the Pacific blue color we did, like I wanted to do our house that dark style. And
Yeah.
as soon as I started seeing it come together, like when you guys posted the photo of the dark exterior, I'm like, that's what I wanted to my house. Did you have a lot of say in all that?
I definitely had say in it. I definitely helped. I have a great team around me that picked a lot of the stuff. So I'm not going to take all the credit. My business partner, Pat Jeanman, who he helped so much with the build out. He gave a lot of ideas, and the black and the wood was actually his idea. And I was like, dude, we have the same taste, because that's exactly what I would have picked. It was spot on. So yeah, it was definitely like, the black was his idea, but it was just through the whole building, a lot of collaboration. As far as like, there was a couple day process where me and a guy at ATT named Primo went through the gym, like after the exterior was built, when there was just a shell. Yeah. And we went over everything. It was like, what is this going to be? What is this going to be? For like hours and hours, and went over the mats, the wall pads, everything. And like, how far out is this going to go? How far out is this going to go? Is there going to be a door here? Is there going to be this here? Like, it was actually, I enjoy that stuff. So it was really fun for me. I could see how somebody would be like, stressed out or whatever by it. But I loved it, because I just enjoy architecture and buildings and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like design, like that's just kind of fun for me. So yeah, I'll pretty much all the interior and stuff, like you're limited to what the shell is, but we were very creative and I think made the most of the space. So it's going to be good.
That's what's dangerous about building a house when you start building it. You can double the cost of it, because all of a sudden, every little thing, you get somebody come in and they'll go, you could do this because you're only here right now. And it gets so dangerous. I'm so like, I had a feeling that's like part of what it's going through on the commercial side, because I've had friends that build out restaurants and it's like, well, you could stone this wall and stone that wall, and you could do this. So it's cool to see it come together. When is it going to open?
So right now the plan is a soft open, basically ASAP, where we're going to just get classes running and things like that. But we're going to actually do a grand opening early August. It should be. And the UFC is going to come out and do like a little documentary promo thing. And so we're going to, that'll be early August. And that's when we'll do like a real grand opening. Yeah. And I think we might get like the local government involved and do like a ribbon cutting ceremony and stuff like that. So,
oh hell yeah.
That's so cool. Get some big golden scissors or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Man, we might have to do something with Traeger. I might have to come down. We're gonna. This might have to turn into a cookout.
Yeah, I'm down. I definitely would want to do something like that. Maybe get Snowflake Smokehouse out here, throw some good barbecue down. It'd be good.
Hey, I have zero objections to that. I'm inviting myself.
I'll clear my
schedule. Of course.
I'll be there.
Of course. Yeah. So I don't know who all is going to be coming so far, but I think we definitely got like George Masvidal will be there, and some ATT guys and stuff, just to come up and make a quick appearance and see the gym and stuff. Maybe go check out Penn State and see what we're about. So yeah,
dude,
that'll be sick. So as this thing gets closer to happening and you start training more and more MMA, what does your future hold right now for both wrestling and MMA? I know you've had 150 practices now where you're getting eager to compete wrestling.
Yeah, for real. No, I just I'm still going to be training wrestling at least 2 times a week with NLWC. So I'll still be with NLWC helping out, wrestling the Penn State guys and stuff. And so obviously still in state college and going to be doing a lot of wrestling. I think that's something that a lot of fighters miss, is they transition to MMA and they forget they're wrestlers. They're like, it's like, dude, you trained 20 years taking men down to the ground and holding them down. Like, don't forget that, right? Like, it's cool to knock people out and stuff, but I'm trying to dominate and smash people. And so I'm not gonna, if I had been a kickboxer for 20 years, I probably wouldn't just try to wrestle everybody once I start doing MMA. So I'm a wrestler, and we're gonna keep that base solid. But yeah, definitely, like I said, two a week at least wrestling, and then getting my jiu-jitsu down, getting my striking down, learning that game and learning the range and the different ins and outs of it. But right now the plan is get some fights early next year, and we'll see. I mean, I don't know how many fights I'll be able to get next year, but if I can get like 5 fights next year, let's do it. That's what I want to do. Wow. So definitely get one early in the year, early January, and then we'll see. I mean, it's hard to say like after that, but yeah, the plan is to get my first fight early in 2022.
Is the timing on you for that? Like, I know you've been signed now for a while. Is that like when you feel you're ready?
Yeah. I mean, I've done so little MMA training. I mean, I'm gonna take the next 6 months and just dive into it and figure it out, and then get ready to rock and roll, and hopefully, like I said, get a bunch of fights next year.
Now, like one thing that I'm just a little curious about, we would mess around like boxing and stuff like that, and I saw Luke Gardner gave you the little 1-2 one time. So can you just talk about what your plan is, for next time?
I'm just hoping, honestly, that I don't have to fight him again.
Right.
He's like Mayweather in there, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I was overmatched.
WC is planning another card for next few months, and we're thinking of a Starachi Gardner boxing match.
Oh my gosh, that'll be a bloodbath.
That would be a bloodbath. I'm there for it. I'm ringside.
That would double the NWC's Rokfin followers.
I think it would.
Hey, Bash, for real though, start putting it out there. NLWC Rokfin, we're hosting fight cards. We're working on it.
Really?
Yeah.
We're hosting some fights. So that was a little bit of a joke, but actually kind of serious. So
yeah, half joke, but half not.
I'm definitely going to fight on NLWC Rokfin. I don't know if it'll be my first fight, but at some point I will.
That'll be sick.
I can't wait for that. That's awesome.
Now, do you still have plans? Have you thought about the World Team Trials at all?
No. When is it?
Hey, me neither.
Yeah, right. When's World Team Trials?
September 3rd through the 5th.
So I've done this quite a few times in the past where I'm not training at all, and then I just show up to a competition.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So actually, the last time I did that, I did it. But
the Olympic trials.
Yeah, pretty much Olympic trials. But that was a little different, but I don't want to get into that. Yeah. But I did it a few times in my college career where I was like, all right, I'm taking the summer off. Like, I won the nationals. Like, we're done. Like, let's just take the summer off, get healthy and train and get ready for next season. And then like junior world team trials or something would be coming up, and all my buddies would be training and they're like getting ready to go. And it would be like Monday and we're leaving on Tuesday and they're competing Friday, Saturday. And I'm like, all right, give me a ticket. Let's go. But
let's just see what I can do.
Yeah, let's see. Might as well just show up. But I mean, at this point, I feel like having those experiences and maturing a little bit, that's not really the way that I want to do things. So I would say that right now at this point, you could count me out for World Team Trials. But like I said, I don't know. I'm a little crazy, so we'll see.
If you're feeling a little froggy, you might as well.
I think it's safe to say that people can maybe leave you out of like the previews for certain weights, but until the NWC registers, which is usually 3 days before the event, watch the registration list. Cause I get that. I can see like, obviously you have the level of skill and talent that it's not ideal to just show up last minute, but when you're training as hard as you're still training and everybody around you is training for that, it's got to be hard not to like, it's hard to let something go that you're very good at. So even though you're transitioning and you're not like retiring, I got to imagine as you're seeing people, you got Luke Gardner's and those guys around.
Well, there's just a difference too between like, all right, I'm training for this event and we're like months out and I'm getting ready for it versus like, oh, I'm in the room. Because like what I'm talking about when I was talking about like in college, it would be like, all right, I'm at a camp on the weekend and then I'd maybe train Monday, Tuesday, and then I go do something fun and then I miss and then I'm there Friday. But like it's not the same. There's a very big difference. And with the level that like we're competing at, if a guy's like really getting prepped and ready to go, it's like it's just a different mindset. It's a different like I'll step in there and like for the most part, the majority of guys, like I'll just throw them down. Like it is what it is. But for the level that I hold myself to, that's just something that now after having gone through it a few times, like I'm more mad at myself that I did that because I drop matches where I'm like, I'm so much better than that guy. Like there's no reason that I should ever lose that dude. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I trained like 5 times a month, like leading up and I didn't even really care. because I just showed up like, and yeah, I'm competitive, so I expect to win, but you gotta, it just doesn't make sense to treat competition that way.
Right. I understand what you're saying. There's a big
Yeah.
difference between like just, you know, being like kind of just training for something and then being like in the room, right? Just
Yeah,
like,
the focus and intensity is completely different. Because like, for instance, I might just like have a training session. Let's say I'm not training for anything. I might just be like, you know what? All right, I'm just going to wrestle today. And we might go 2 hours of live. Like, I might just wrestle somebody and we'll just be the last dudes in there. And then the next day, I might go light and just drill. And like, there's no schedule, there's no regiment, there's no like reason to why you're training. And like, and I'm not really taking advantage of all the resources that we have at NLWC and Penn State, like with our coaches and tapering us and doing all that type of stuff. So it's like, not only like you could be in there wrestling, but it's just a big difference when we're used to like such structure and like knowing exactly what the plan is for months and months leading up to a certain thing, where it just, I don't know, that makes sense.
Hey, it makes sense in my brain. So
yeah, you get it.
That's all that matters.
Right.
That makes sense. Well, we got a segment. Before we do, our next sponsor we got to tell you about real quick. Bo, I think you know these guys.
Oh yeah.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
Important way to optimize your athletic performance and fitness is to eat and fuel with foods that help regulate blood sugar. It's key for your metabolism to work effectively. Most sports energy products are filled with sugar or fast carbs to give you a quick flash of energy that's short-lived. I've been using this stuff ever since the Champ got me hooked on it. Cenzo loves it. A lot of wrestlers are starting to use it. This thing like stops the spikes that like other supplements give me. It gives me sustained energy. I personally love it. They use something called super starch, which I'm not 100% sure what it is. I'm not very
you don't need to
scientific. I just know it's great for you. And they're going to give you 20% off if you use promo code Cenzo. So
dude, let's go.
Promo code Cenzo at ucan.co.
It's just easy to remember.
Yeah. They have a variety of products, all sorts of different stuff. We need to have Champ on because he can talk about it in detail, and he knows how to he knows just how much better it is. I know it's better because I know how I feel. And the fact that I feel better,
right?
I love this stuff.
The old eyeball test proves it to me. Like that's really all I got. Like I've, listened to the explanation of the science behind it and everything like that. And, I could 100% break it down for all of you. You probably wouldn't understand though, but yeah, no, it's
I wouldn't.
No, it's awesome. I highly recommend it. I use it every time I work out.
Yeah.
So,
and even though I broke my toe, I've been using it to just recover, doing yard work, taking trails down, doing property work, pond work.
Yeah.
So
putting stuff in the pond.
Go to UCAN, use promo code Cenzo, 20% off. So our next segment, Bo, is a rapid fire word association brought to you by different energy people.
I'm nervous about this.
Rapid Fire Keto Coffee. Thank you for sponsoring this. Rapid Fire Keto Coffee. Great keto coffee. Has MCT oil, grass butter, all that grass-fed butter, all that good stuff. So we're going to throw a couple words at you. We'll take turns. And all you got to do is think about the first thing that comes to your mind. If it's one word, if it's a color, if it's direction, doesn't matter.
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to try to be organic with this. But that might get a little crazy. So we'll see.
Hey, listen, the crazier, the better. That's what we're all
right. I'm going to try to stay in that gray area of, you know what I'm talking about.
Gray area is perfect.
And what a lot of people do is they skip over the first thing they think because they think the second word is better.
Okay. Got you.
I'm gonna start with an easy one here. It's Texas.
All right. Reckless.
Yeah.
I think that's what I said just because you said it too.
Right.
Like,
and
if Basch would have said it, I think my answer would have been different.
And I said it with a tone so that you would match.
You set them up.
Yeah. So
what an easy setup.
But yeah, we're always about reckless Texas.
Facts.
All right. My first word is steaks.
Traeger.
Oh, that's great brand play.
Traeger grills. Get you triggered.
Mine's in my backyard right now, and the power cord is not with it. I don't know where it is. So
Ooh.
we might need to go get another.
You need a new power cord, and I need some of Bo's seasons that I've been waiting for like 6 months now to come out. That like every now and then there's an Instagram tease.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
No,
one.
this is another thing that people don't realize. I mean, if you're gonna do apparel, it's a little bit easier. Like for the college athlete, like back to that, it's not easy to get a product ready to go, especially a food product. But hey, I will tell you this: we're making headway. We got the LLC set up.
Oh,
we're ready to rock and roll. We got business accounts going, so it's that much closer. It's inch by inch. We're getting there.
Because I think people are running out of the wedding seasoning. Because I've seen people hog it from other people.
Yeah.
So it's like people are starting to want some of that. So
we'll get on it. I'm close. We're real close.
All right, let me know when you get more of that.
I got you.
My next one is 2 balls.
2 balls. Oh, probably. There's so many names that come to my mind. Terrell, Levco,
Terrell.
all these kids. The kids these days, they don't understand. There's 2 balls in the game, guys.
There's always 2 balls.
Oh my god!
Like,
yeah.
If you're on your toes, you're getting smoked in the face with that second ball.
Keep your freaking eyes peeled. You better be watching.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my next word, and you just got to be the first thing that comes to your mind because this.
Okay.
It's not a tough word. I'm just curious of the association. State College.
Well, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's original.
Fair.
I know. I don't know. You asked for the first thing, so.
State College.
Oh, that was not exciting.
Central.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, I mean,
oh man,
at least you were honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we said that. That's what we wanted. If that's the first thing, I get it.
All right.
Just not fun to listen to.
My number 3 is Bryce Meredith.
Swaggy. Yeah, that's my guy. That's my BFF. No,
he's the boy.
What's to say about Bryce? He's the swaggiest dude out there. He knows it. Everyone knows it. They'll tell you.
Nothing wrong with being the swaggiest out there either.
How much did you love his fight debut?
That was the biggest roller coaster of emotion that I felt watching a fight, just because I felt so much more invested in it. I mean, other guys that I know that fight, I know them and I'm invested, but I've known Bryce since we're like 5. And to see him out there like scrapping, and I've talked to him a lot, and like I'm like, this he's scrapping like in the streets and bars, like he's a wild dude. I've never seen it. And so the way he went out, I was like, holy crap, this dude is either gonna knock this guy out or get absolutely destroyed. And when he got hit, I was just like, no. It was like, but it was weird because I didn't ever I was like, no, I was worried, but I didn't I felt like he was still going to get the guy. Like, I felt like he was still good because of the way he got dropped and how quick he reacted. Yeah, I felt like he was going to be fine. So it was a crazy roller coaster, but I'm just hyped that he smashed that dude.
I think that, I think it was strategic that he got dropped because his takedowns weren't opening up. He was like, all right, I need to get this guy on the ground. So he just took him on the chin real quick, went down. The guy went on top, hip heist, reversal. Now we're in action.
Yeah, he was ready to go after that. I look at it, and I mean, so the guy he fought had 12 or 11 pro fights. So
a lot,
that's a lot of freaking fights. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of fights to be in. And I felt like most of the time in your first fight, you're fighting a guy that's 0-1, 1-1, something like that. And you just take him down and beat the crap out of him. But I look at it and I'm like, dang, Bryce got 5 fights worth of experience in one fight because he got dropped. The dude tried to submit him and he fought out of both of those things and then ground and pounded this dude for the win, all inside one round. And so I'm like, dang, that's the way he did it was perfect because he went out swinging. He got dropped, but recovered, and then got put in a submission and recovered. And so I'm like, he's got literally 5 fights worth of experience in that one first round.
Yeah, man, recovery is key,
100%.
We know that.
Absolutely.
All right. My last word, I changed it from what I originally thought I was going to be.
Okay.
Your wife.
I love her.
You don't even
I
say
love
her
her. She's
name. You just say your wife.
I didn't want him to do the State College Pennsylvania thing. If I said Maddie, he'll say Nickel. I didn't want him to do the same thing.
That was actually smart that you did that. But I do call her my wife a lot, so that's good. Like I'll just be like, "How's my wife doing?" Just because I'm just very proud of the fact that she's my wife because she's amazing.
Can we talk about what an athlete she is too? Olympic trials are coming up for her, right?
I don't want to keep talking about this, guys. I just like she gets all the attention. I don't get any of it. Like I get it. She's a better athlete than me. Like I know this. You think I don't know this?
I saw her family line took the driveway with American flags. I mean, like...
Yeah, I know. Her whole family is the best. They're seriously amazing and very, very grateful to have them in my life. But yeah, we're leaving on. She leaves tomorrow. I leave Friday for the Olympic trials. So
let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Maddie.
Where
Nickal.
are they?
We're all big Maddie Nickal fans up over here.
Heck yeah. They're in Eugene, Oregon. So I was in Eugene like a week and a half ago, straight back over there on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Couldn't that timing have worked a little bit better?
I know, right? It's like the perfect amount of time to go home, but like you didn't want to stay that long out there.
Oh.
And it's like the worst trip in the world. It's so hard to get to. And Eugene is like a small town. Well, it's not a small town, but it's like the airport is like the State College airport. So it's not like an easy place to get to, but it was just like, really? Same place? Like, come on. And I don't know. I didn't really like Eugene that much. So
interesting.
No disrespect to any Eugene, Oregon listeners we may have.
Hey, listen, Oregon peeps, y'all are cool, but I just didn't really, it wasn't my vibe.
Now, I might have probably stayed there and go to the Willamette Valley, drank some Pinots for a week. So
right.
That might have been what I stayed there for.
Isn't the University of Oregon in Eugene? Like is that
University of Oregon's in Eugene, and Oregon State is actually like 45 minutes north. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I was like, the university was cool, but I was like, I don't really like this place. I want to go home.
Huh, interesting.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah.
Nobody says you have to vibe with every American city. What would you say what's your favorite American city?
State College.
It depends. I feel like I have different reasons for liking different cities. Like I love State College because I love the people here. I love the wrestling, and it's like that's why I love it. But there's definitely places that are way more fun than State College. Like there's not that much going on around here. So like if I had to choose somewhere to live, it's here because it's the perfect balance of like having the best people, the best situation, and there's just enough stuff to do to where I don't get like so bored I want to claw my eyes out, but I can also just focus and I don't have distractions. Like when Tony and I spent whatever it was 6 weeks in Miami last summer, it's like I could never live in Miami. It's like there's something to do every day, and I'm a yes guy. Like I'm gonna do it. So I don't say no. I'm just like
you're telling me.
Yeah, right. I'm talking to the ultimate yes guy right here. But when people are like,
Justin,
"Yo, let's do this," I'm like, "All right, that sounds amazing." But then I just like get so tired and so overworked, and I can't train the way I want to. So I like State College because I don't have those type of things pulling me away. I can just focus and grind and do my thing. But as far as places that are just cool places, Allen, Texas. I mean, you got everything.
Yeah. With that football stadium, I mean.
Yeah. You're 30, 40 minutes from like downtown Dallas. You have every type of professional sports team. You got like crazy stuff all over the place. Top golf. You got indoor skydiving. You got wakeboard parks, like the biggest malls you've ever seen. I mean, there's everything there. Like it's just everything's brand new. Everything's clean. The people are so nice. It's just like that's like the perfect place in my mind. Except there's no beach.
Ken, is Pittsburgh your favorite American city?
I don't know if I have one. I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a very special place in my heart. But like I love State College too for all the reasons that you said. Actually, you kind of nailed it on the head. It's you know, there's enough to do, but not enough to where you get distracted. You know, it's But man, I don't know. I'm to be determined on that. I love Pittsburgh, but we'll see.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's actually one of the cool places because it's a bigger city, and I don't really like bigger cities, but I like spending time in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, like, well, city-wise, it's not huge, right? Like,
Right.
like
It's
Philly or
bigger,
anything
but
like that.
no.
Yeah, it's not big at all. But
Yeah.
it's still a city though, and
Right.
there's plenty of things.
And there's so many like cool little areas. Like, like every area is so unique. I don't even remember all the names of them, but it's like they're all like different. It's almost like boroughs, like in New York City, kind of, but like smaller and like more specific.
Yeah, no, for sure. I totally understand what you're talking about. New York boroughs are a little different, but
yeah, a little, yeah.
They kind of just run into each other.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like mini version, but
yes. I like it.
Well, the American Geography Hour is over, and that's pretty much all that I got for today's show. Bo, Cenzo.
Hey, anyone has any geography tips or lessons, send them our way.
Please.
I'm always trying to learn, especially about geography. So.
Oh man. Well, yeah, thanks guys for having me on. I appreciate it. This was very fun.
Awesome. We're gonna have to talk about this grand opening soon because there might have to be some grills involved.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
And one last thing for me is that nobody wished me a happy birthday on the podcast.
Son of a gun. Happy birthday, Cenzo.
So, I know you did earlier today. So
I got you earlier.
We're all clear, but just on air. Come on, boys.
Wow.
I did post a graphic that everybody's resharing, if that counts for anything. But
I just wanted you to say it live. No, just
for those listening, it is Cenzo's birthday today. Like,
there's nothing I'd rather be doing.
Here, just go edit that back and put that at the beginning.
I'm actually going to do the intro to the show and say, welcome to the podcast. Today is Cenzo's birthday to dive into today's show.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, man.
All right, boys.
All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later.
And the beat goes on.